What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of F1 Fantasy Pole Position. It is Sunday, November 9th. My name is Ewan, and on today's episode, we're going to go over the Brazilian Grand Prix review in the cool down room. So hopefully you guys are all doing well. Hopefully you guys can all hear me and see me. Let me know in the chat where you're listening and watching from in the world, what time it is, wherever you are listening and watching. And we've got a poll going right now. Who was the second driver of the day? And I'm about to kick you all out of this chat because my man, Pierre Gasly, has 0% of the vote. Are you kidding me? 22 points from Mr. Interlagos. Oh well. I thought you'd get a little bit more love in that, but Antonelli's at 64%, Behrman's at 17%, Norris at 17%, and Gasly at 0%. Really, guys? You really don't think Gasly deserves any love in the driver of the day? Like, he crushed it. He absolutely crushed it. So, oh well. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Drop your celebrations or commiserations in the chat and we will get to them over the next little bit here in on YouTube. So we got some comments already. FAI killed all the championship drama with that 10-second penalty on Piastri. Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see what the kind of like fallout is from all that, because I know people are not going to be super happy about that. We got Violentu saying Super Max, Samzy, Verstappen with 15 overtakes, 15 positions gained, and drive the day. Absolutely feasting if they had him this weekend. People who had both pure cinema. Benaz, I'm just happy I went Leclerc to Russell for most of the weekend. I was kicking myself for not keeping Leclerc and swapping Verstappen out for Norris. The Interlagos did its chaos and max magic. Behrman was also a beast, let's not forget. I think you could get him into your team and get a pretty easy price rise for Vegas. Oh, yes, there sure was. I've got all of that lined up, so we're going to go over to that after I get through some of the chat right here. F1 TV listeners obviously heard the guys there saying the Oscar thing was a racing incident. No doubt Crofty felt differently, says Michael. He's also saying, Charles is saying on TV right now that he does not think Oscar was to blame, suggests Kimi at least half responsible. I hate sports. LN won soon, though. Yep, Sammy, it was a rough day in the soccer world, football world. Kind of crazy to think Norris only got his first win last year, and now he's looking more and more likely to be world driver champion. Kimi for driver of the day number 2. Finally, that budget paying off. 2x Norris plus Verstappen. I believe Norris and Piastri now have 7 wins for this season. I am biased. Behrman on the way. It's funny how the FIA killed all the drama with that check or with the penalty. For the whole season, I was thinking I would put 3x on Max and didn't have the cojones to do it on Saturday. Should have never gotten that penalty in Silverstone. The 10-second penalty was deserved. I understand how that is even questioned. Next year, you'll find out when Max will DNF. He was halfway on the inside when Antonelli started turning in. What the heck was Piastri supposed to do? Oh, we got some love in the chat. But yeah, so lots of stuff going on. Live scoring. Actually, let's go to the results. We'll do the results here first. So we've got Lando, Antonelli, Verstappen, Russell, Piastri in the top 5. Overall, pretty plain sailing day for Lando Norris. Couple of questionable moments. Like, I mean, it was a little bit closer than you probably would have liked for him, but had another safety car restart, do okay. Got off the line A-okay, like just warded off Antonelli. So Antonelli started on the soft, so that was a little ambitious, but it did a job. But Lando kind of stretched his legs and did what he needed to do. Verstappen, I mean, what are we gonna do with this guy? Starts from the pit lane after just honestly the worst thing that happened to Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri managers in F1 Fantasy this weekend was Max going out in Q1. Like, I wonder if he was at 12th. Do you think he would have gone to the pit lane? I don't know. But yeah, just phenomenal. Just have to remember this for 2026. Do not count Max Verstappen out at Interlagos. Does not matter. 2024, I think he had like 77 points. Now he's going to end up with what, 60 something? Yeah, 60 points on the dot. and he only had 9 going into today. So if you final fixed in Max Verstappen, you got 51 points today. So great job by you. These are all projections from F1 Fantasy Tools, of course. Russell did okay, kind of. I don't know if you can say he got the best out of the car when his teammate finishes ahead of him in second. Antonelli was phenomenal. I think we're really starting to see him blossom a little bit as the season winds down. Piastri, just disappointing weekend. Kind of feels like the championship is out of his reach now. What is it? 24 points? Almost a whole race win. Moving into the next 5 here, Berman, Lawson, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Gasly. I mean, in the end, Berman was kind of just racing his own kind of race here. And with the talent and the pedigree that Ollie Berman has, you'd probably expect him to like always be the first driver behind the top 8 or whoever goes out or whoever drops out, the top 7, whatever you want to call them. I don't think we consider Yuki Tsunoda in the top 8 anymore. Just what another disastrous weekend for Tsunoda. I think we will not be seeing him on the F1 grid in 2026. Lawson, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Albon, Ocon, Sainz, pretty much having a battle royale all the way down to the line there. Sainz, it looks like Sainz is going to finish 2 points shy of a price rise again, which is brutal. But got plenty of points at F1 Fantasy. Pierre Gasly, my guy, 22 points. Alex Albon gets his first fastest lap in F1 and also gets Williams' fastest lap for the first time since 2014. So great job by him, kind of swiping that off of Max Verstappen managers, who I guess it was like Verstappen had it, then Colapinto got it for a couple of laps, then Verstappen took it back, and then Albon kept it for the rest of the race. Ocon did okay, Sainz did okay. After that, Alonso, Colapinto, Stroll, Tsunoda, Hamilton, Leclerc all had awful weekends. And Gabby Bortoleto, had 2 million burning a hole in my pocket after my 3 free transfers yesterday. And I was like, I don't know. I'll hold him for driver of the day potential. Or what was that? Yeah, yesterday morning. And what a swing that would have been. Do I even want to look at this? If I went Gabby Bortoleto to Ollie Berman, that's a 56-point swing. That would have been huge. I guess it would have been a 46-point swing with a hit, but that's a little bit brutal. But I really wasn't considering that. I wasn't really considering taking a 10-point hit. I thought Bortoleto could rise, and it was not meant to be. He totally kind of let the moment get into his head. All right, I'll go back to the chat here real quick. Where are you guys? There we go. Scroll this down. And don't forget, if you want to drop a question, you just gotta subscribe, like the video if you're watching right now, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help me out. Look at that. We're 75 subs away from 4,000, which is phenomenal. That is the end of season goal. So most of you guys that are watching at it's 8:30 Germany time right now on a Sunday night are probably already subscribed. But if you want to drop a question and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. You only have to be subscribed for 0 seconds, and then you can ask a question and go away if you'd like. Samzy says, pretty sure I was last year first having DNF to Australia and I had him 3x. He was not halfway on the inside though. Check the replay. I did multiple times. Okay. We got started early in the comments, says Michael. We sure did. Let's go. Fun race. Yeah, even without the weather, Brazil still delivered. So it's just a bang up weekend. Rebecca is on vacation in Nepal, and it's 1:16 there because Nepal is 3 3/4 hours ahead of European time, which is wild. Gasly will be the most used asset in 2026 with Alpine having a Mercedes engine. Mark my words, says Samsey. Lando can DNF and only be 1 point behind Piastri. Come on, Lando. Okay, fair point. The Gasly's drove out of the skin, but Antonelli held off Verstappen for 3 or 4 laps to take P2. I love watching Berman farm overtakes. Yeah, that was crazy. FIA can't not give Oscar a penalty because he is in the championship fight. Since they didn't give Max one last race, it's obvious what they are thinking. Bortoleto and Colapinto making me cry, says Urisoto. Bortoleto, negative 26. Yeah, brutal weekend. Ruined some previous B-tier driver decisions as just short of being able to afford Lando and Max instead of decided to go for Piastri. Mega ouch on that. Verstappen is easily going to be on 60 points this weekend when overtakes are added. Yes, I believe he will be. Berman to Ferrari 2027, 1 point short of Sainz to get 0.2. Yes, brutal. Sammy says, good night, y'all. Currently 3:30 a.m. Enjoy the stream. Unlucky about Liverpool. Yes, don't talk about Liverpool right now. You'll get kicked out. If I knew how to kick people out, I'd kick them out, but I actually don't know to. Also, Ruin going for Piastri, Gasly, Sainz instead of Russell, Behrman, Sainz. Oof, that would have been a big swing, Dominic. That would have been a big swing. Didn't Sainz have an endless pit? It kind of looked like it, but then I don't know what happened there. It was weird. I swapped in Alonso for Bortoleto because your advice and you saved me, says Samsey. Okay, I'm glad I saved someone. I think he had a 3 or 4 second spot. Didn't see the total time, but it was the longest one his pit. It just looked like he was in there forever. The pit stops today were phenomenal. Like Mercedes and McLaren were both like on it for sure, and they still couldn't compete with VCarb, who picked up another 10 or 15 points. So great job by them. Let's see here. It was a cracking race, even if I'm sad about some of my fantasy choices this weekend. Yes. Switching signs for a poor Bortoleto when I had the budget for Behrman is making me cry, but at least I kept Gasly, whom I'd picked for second drive of the day. Why didn't I do it? Really happy about the no negative chip, says Julia. Final fix to Norris from Max after quali. That was great. Oh wait, final fix to Norris from Max after quali. Ouch, that is brutal. Hi, Ewan, that was an exciting race. Behrman looks good compared to the Racing Bulls, Kick Sauber, Ocon, Yuki, etc. Yeah, Behrman looks awesome. He should be flying up the board. Sup, dude? Hey, what is up? Today, Max was better than the Truth Barbecue. Good day, sir. Great race. It sure was, Fraser. Bortoleto drove like crap. How on earth did he manage to screw up the price rise? Alonso's car is so bad in race pace. Yes, it is. But I've done some loosey-goosey math. I don't actually think I even have the red flag loaded on this source right now. But if we go over to the budget builder, this is what it looks like for Vegas already. These are all based on the projections from f1fantasytools.com, and I haven't done the constructors because are we really going to get off Mercedes or McLaren right now? Maybe McLaren if they look not great, but whatever. These are the drivers, and there's going to be quite a lot of budget building potential. Behrman is a lock. If you can get to Ollie Behrman for next race, I'd probably get to if you need 0.6 million, Behrman is a lock. Gasly is really strong. Ocon's really strong. Sainz is looking good. Antonelli's looking very good. And then it kind of ends. Stroll, Albon, Hadjar, Colapinto, Lawson. Oh, wait, I didn't change Albon. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, Lawson just these three. Oh, wait, Hadjar I didn't change. Hold on. What is Hadjar's score for today? Let me check that out. It was 17 points. So Hadjar should be a pretty good riser there. Let's check that out. There we go. Okay, so that's bad. So that's better. But let's see. So this is what we're probably dealing with in terms of building budget for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Let me try and get as many of the drivers in there as I possibly can. Yes, that's about it. And let's get back to the chat. Lawson goes down 0.6. I believe he's only going down 0.2 because he scored 15 points. So he should be okay there, Real Mike. No negative was enough to push me 3 points into the lead. Ha ha ha. Glad I kept Antonelli and didn't move heaven and earth for 4A Russell. Yeah, great job by you, The Flame. I final fix Norris to Verstappen. I'm loving life. You sure are, Typho. No negative rule this weekend. I actually thought it wouldn't be as effective as last year, but really do think it paid off for those who saved it. Might skip next year's fantasy unless they change drive of the day and fastest lap points. Be good to just watch it as a fan like I used to. Boo. Boo. I'm projected 319, so looking like 350. Amazing, no negative, and how now going to be within 20 points of my league leader, says Avails. Great job by you. Russell to Antonelli, so Behrman in for Bortoleto may be wise for many people. Maybe, but we'll see. I mean, Russell's probably going to be quite good in Vegas, so we got to watch out for that as well. Your league leader will be feeling the heat with that momentum. Yes, they will be. But so I think I only gained 0.6 million here because Sainz went down, Bortoleto went down, Norris went up a little bit, Russell went up a little bit. I got McLaren, I got Mercedes. Who else I have? Oh, Gasly went up 0.6. So that it will help a little bit. So 137.8 million. Where am I going to be at? So the crazy thing is now Gasly is 5.3 million. He is more expensive than Fernando Alonso now. And then we've got this massive pileup of drivers between 6.7 million and 6.1 million. Sainz, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Lawson, Bortoleto, Ocon. So Vegas is going to be pretty interesting. I mean, if you guys were watching the deadline stream yesterday, you'll know that I was pretty much like, I feel like I'm only going to be using my transfers on Tier A drivers. So that could still be the case. I don't know. We'll see. The nice thing about Vegas is we get 3 free practices and we get to see how good Norris, Verstappen, Russell all look as well. I guess like early doors, if McLaren does look like it's struggling in Vegas, there's a pretty easy move here to go from Norris to Verstappen, keep Russell, maybe keep McLaren as just like coverage. But I'm only going to have 2 free transfers because I used my 3 free transfers to go Leclerc, Russell. I'm assuming my transfers came out ahead, right? What did we score here? So I brought in Russell, Norris, and Mercedes instead of Red Bull. So that was plus 25. This was minus 11, so plus 14. And then Russell to Leclerc was 35. So like plus 48 difference in transfers. So overall, it was okay. But yeah, it would maybe an easy move would be Norris to Max, and then maybe McLaren to. No, I think Max would be enough coverage for Red Bull. I still don't believe in Yuki Tsunoda at all, and I don't think Max will be that bad. Like Red Bull scored 64 points, right? They tied with McLaren, but they needed all of that and a bag of chips from Max Verstappen to claw anything back to Red Bull. And I don't think that's going to happen in Vegas. I don't think Verstappen's going to be that bad in Las Vegas. So he won here in 2023. A little bit of a tougher race in 2024, but yeah, I think that could be some early doors moves, but I'll talk about that in the team selection. Team selection video, I'll probably like let this race review kind of, like simmer for a couple of days, and I'll probably record it on Tuesday, and Las Vegas team selection will be out Tuesday. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you don't miss an episode. But yeah, let me know what your projected points were, guys. What's everyone looking at for their projected points? And don't forget to see like budget, like what moves you made, like let me know in the chat. So let me know what your projected points are right now. Looking at my T1, T2, T3 squads, I used autopilot and oh well. No negative on T2 and no negative on T3, but I had Piastri. So I guess that probably saved me a boatload of points, right? Yeah, like not all that bad. So what am I looking at here? So in my T2 squad, 339 points. So that's like a 43-point differential. I did take a hit to get this team together, but Norris, Antonelli, Hulkenberg, Alonso, McLaren saving me 21 points there. Alonso saving me 4. Hulkenberg saving me a few there as well. So no negative chip went okay on the T2 squad. I don't think that will boost it up too much, but better than nothing. I don't think we're gonna get, I guess we can look provisional points right now. Should we go see? Oh, I guess I need to sign in. I should sign in, huh? Why is that? Why did it sign me out? There we go. Leagues, let's go look at the provisional standings. So before this, I was I think it was in the 2300s. So I've kind of gone back down there. I guess a lot of Max Verstappen people are crushing it. So great job by y'all. Yeah, Gabby Bortoleto already at negative 26 points. They've updated these points pretty accurately and quite quickly as well. So great job by that. What do they not have in here? I guess they're still missing all the overtakes. So that will boost up a little bit here. But let's see. What do we got? Oh, DK Andy, welcome to Pole Sitter. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining the channel. I will hit me up on X or TikTok or anywhere if you have a problem getting into the channel or into the Discord. But welcoming the second member of the Pole Sitter. So thank you, sir. Let's see, 340 provisional, and I used 3X as DK Andy 100. Great job by you. Great job by you, DK Andy. Rain Fantasy, what is up, Rain? One of the great content creators in the F1 Fantasy space here. 334 projected here, hoping I'm finally breaking out of that 3.3 to 3.5K cage I've been in since silver. So yeah, I saw your team selection video on Friday. It was making me chuckle. You were like, I've just been here all like this entire time. Like everyone is moving except me, Rain. So I'm glad that you are moving up. Well deserved. Well deserved. All right, let's get back into it here. What do we got? The worst aspect of fantasy at the moment is the -20 penalty, especially for the sprint race. I agree. Amen. I was 0.2 away from being able to bring a Bearman instead. I brought in Bortoletto, FML. My budget went up 0.8, which is exactly why I lost in Mexico. I was more interested in Williams taking fastest lap points away from Verstappen than who won. Made me question myself. Yeah, a little bit. I was giving a fist pump when I saw that Colapinto stole fastest lap from Verstappen. I was like, is that really healthy? I saved a transfer for the next race, so he's got options, says Typho. Hadjar has to be the best bang for your buck. I'm going to put the budget builder on the screen there in case you guys want to look at any of that. While I zoom through the chat here, generally think Alonso may not make it out of Q1 in Vegas, depending on Bortoletto plus Ocon pace. Stroll and Colapinto probably are the only drivers we accept for Q1 exit. I think I probably agree with that. Yo, says Rain Fantasy. How did I do, mate? 298 is what I'm projected for right now, or 296. So not awful, but Bortoletto stung. I had 2 million just sitting in the bank too. I just didn't want to take a hit to get up to Bearman. I thought it wasn't going to be that big of a difference, but turns out it was. So there we go. Don't we love F1 Fantasy? But glad to have you in the chat, mate. Appreciate it. M. Dot says, I expect Verstappen to grab P2 next race. Piastri is so far behind Norris. It's a shame. This title fight probably ends in Qatar. That would be kind of crazy. We go from like a 3-way battle royale in Brazil to like Lando wrapping up the driver's title before the final race of the season. That's a great poll. So Antonelli wins who was second driver of the day, 64%, Bearman 13, Norris 12, and Gasly 12. Let's do this. Let me get this poll out of here. Here we go. When will be wrapped up? Qatar, Abu Dhabi. Because I don't think it can be wrapped up in Vegas, right? There's no way. That would be impossible. So let me know in the chat what you think. But here we go. All right. Yuki only got such a good position in Baku because he was right from Norris by loss with DRS. He sure was. McLaren also lost 2 blade points for 20 for the so let's have that fight. Yes, that's a good point. 290, same projected as you. 353 without any chips. Holy moly, that is a great score. 324 at the moment, mid lane, but no Bortoletto. So happy. Can I switch in my T3 teams? Looks like I scored about 350 points. Yes. Crazy. DK Andy joining the pole sitter. So welcome, Andy. Keeps size was great, but Bortoletto screwed up a lot. Bearman looks nice for these final 3 races. Yeah, like what are we looking at here with Ollie Bearman? -36 for a great price rise. Like I think you can just hold him the rest of the season if you brought him in. And you could probably bring him in and it'd be a good option as well. I swapped Norris for Max and Leclerc for Russell with Bearman, Bortoletto, and Gasly. McLaren and Mercedes plus no negatives, so around 320 to 330 points. Great job, Violent 2. 359 currently projected by F1 Fantasy Tools, and thankfully I jumped back into the 3.5 in the league and the current 285 on the F1 Fantasy website. Great job by you, Benods. 353 without any chips. Rain here. Yep. 334. 489 in the world now, says M. Dot. Wow. Great job by you. DK Andy's in here. 731 world rankings. Overtakes will unfortunately boost Verstappen and Bearman a lot, so you'll drop further. No! Leave a like on the stream, y'all. Hope the stream's good, mate. I need to head to sleep early morning tomorrow. Thank you for joining, Rain. Have a great night, sir. But yes, probably will drop a little bit more. I'm probably going to be in the 3000s cage that Rain was in. So not great at all there. But if anyone has any questions, drop them in the chat ahead of Vegas. or just generally, like with Lando driving as well as he is, can he conquer what has been a bit of a bogey track for McLaren in the 2 years that Las Vegas has been on the calendar? I don't know, but I don't think Lando right now doesn't need to. He is the hunted. He can protect the win. If he finishes, what, third every race from now until the end of the season, he's going to win the World Drivers' Championship, at least. Especially after what happened with Piastri today. Max is a little bit closer to Piastri now, but not to Lando. Like, where are we at even here? Results, driver standings, have they updated yet? So, yeah, Lando has a 24-point lead on Piastri and a 49-point lead on Verstappen. So, as much fun as it has been with this Max Verstappen charge, I think it's over for Max. I don't think he's going to come. It's really going to come down to these two McLarens right now. And Oscar is 24 points off. This has been such a huge swing since Zandvoort. Like, remember, like, wasn't Norris was down like 34 points to Piastri. There's no way that we ever could have seen him going into the final 3 races with a 24-point lead. Also, George Russell officially eliminated from World Drivers' Championship contention, being 114 points behind, right? Yes. Yes, he is. He is now. Charles Leclerc's down here. Yeah, so not all that much. All right, I saw some questions in the chat. 278 provisional. Norris, Antonelli, Gasly signs an FF from Bortoleto to Behrman. Not bad, but not too good. That FF from Bortoleto to Behrman was huge. Great job by you. My friends are wondering how I did so good today. Little do they know I have Ewan's knowledge with me. I appreciate that, Cordy. Well, can we trust after this weekend that Norris Piastri will be a good combination, or will it be Norris Verstappen? Great point. Great point. For Qatar, right? For 3X. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be tight. Hard seeing how Norris finishes below Leclerc, Hamilton, and Piastri next race. Ferrari have been on performing so long. It's very frustrating for the team and for their fans as well. Baku was the start of the downfall for Oscar. It's a shame, says M. Yeah, just hasn't been the same. It's kind of crazy. The Flame 9988, you can tell Piastri is feeling pressure, mistakes, and a little bit of bad luck snowballs. Yeah. When will the World Drivers' Championship be wrapped up? 47% say Qatar, 53% say Abu Dhabi. So, yeah, it's kind of 50-50. It's going to be close. So, I mean, even if, like, Lando has a DNF, like, are we sure that Oscar's driving well enough to even convert for a win right now? I don't think that he is, unfortunately. So that is something that we need to think about. So, but let's go through the live scoring today. So this is the projected results right now on f1fantasytools.com. So Verstappen at 60, Norris at 49, Antonelli 41, Russell 33, Behrman 32, Gasly 22. My man, Mr. Interlagos, shout it from the rooftops. God, this man loves this track. Ocon 20, Albon 20, saved by the fastest lap, Hadjar 17, Lawson 15, Sainz 14, Tsunoda 10, Hulkenberg 9, Alonso 4, Stroll 1, Piastri 0, Leclerc -2, Hamilton -8, Colapinto -13, and Gabby Bortoleto -24. That was brutal. You just knew when it cut to the Sauber in the wall. You knew it wasn't Nico Hulkenberg. You knew who it was. It's just such a shame. But it wasn't even a wet conditions this weekend. I'm not going to count this as a wet race, right? So I think it was just a little bit of a too much pressure for Gabby Bortoleto. I think he got too excited, but that's okay. He'll bounce back. He's still a decent enough driver. I really hope F1 Fantasy just awards Sainz an extra point to get that price rise instead of the price fall here, because we were so close to it in Mexico, and then he didn't finish with like 2 laps to go, and that cost us a price rise or a less price fall, I guess, because he went from 0.2 to 0.6 right after that, and now he's 1 point away from going 0.2 up instead of 0.2. So Love the channel, mate. You're doing a fantastic job. Thank you, M. Dot. I really, really appreciate that. Gasly, 22 points is lovely. Russell, 33 points, also pretty good. But Antonelli, 41 makes it seem less impressive a little bit. I mean, you got to admit, like, Antonelli was absolutely on it. What was he, second in the sprint and second in the main race and qualified second in both races? So I've already kind of started to prep my Las Vegas team selection video. And one of the slides is Kimi Antonelli in Europe versus not in Europe. And the results are like, so looking forward to kind of going over that in more detail at the Las Vegas Grand Prix team selection. Also, just a heads up, we do have a couple of weeks until Las Vegas, but the race is, depending where you are in the world, it's on a Saturday or a Sunday. So this is what most of the world that's not Europe probably feels like with F1 Fantasy all the time. But the Las Vegas deadline, the lineup lock, is going to be at 4 a.m. UK time on Saturday, November 22nd, or November 21st. Wait, November 21st or November 22nd? Oh my goodness. It's on the Saturday morning, which is the 22nd. Yes, the 22nd. And then it's going to be 11 p.m. US Eastern on Friday, November 21st. So just get that locked into your brain right now, because it's a tricky one. I'm not sure how many deadlines we have that kind of go over a couple of days. I'm sure it happens all the time for people in Australia and that, like, the other, like, more eastern part of the world. But yeah, that one's going to frazzle my brain a little bit. But have no fear. There will be a deadline stream, even though it's going to be at, like, oh my God, 3 a.m. in the morning. It's going to be like Australia and China all over again, just like the others, the other way on the time zones. All right, we got some more people in the chat. Mitch just tuned in. But man, I was so happy I played No Negative, saved me P1 in my league. Great job by you. Currently showing global rank drop of 400 or so to 150, much as Rain says will probably fall further once overtakes added in. Negative 24 in a sprint weekend is so bad. Yes, second in everything. Good for me that I used No Negative chip. On the other side, I had Sainz, Alonso, and Borla, so the budget is going to take a hit. 5 a.m. for me. Yep, that's going to be me as well in Germany. Eastern is 11 p.m. Friday night qualifying, then 11 p.m. Saturday night for the race. Yes. For the actual race. Yes, okay, cool. That's what I was thinking. So, sorry, and my brain doesn't kickstart at 4, which would be 2 hours before the deadline for me. Yes. It's going to be brutal. There's going to be some coffee. There's going to be some Red Bull going around. So, but it'll be worth it. Oh, I was dreading the 5 a.m. Sorry, I didn't even think about the deadline for F1 Fantasy. Thanks for reminding me, says Julia. You are very welcome, Julia. I won't be able to watch FP3 and Quali. I hope FP1 and FP2 are enough to make a decent team. We'll see. So yeah, it's going to be weird. So I'm probably not going to watch FP1, but I'll probably wake up and watch FP2. And then right after that, I will record my final thoughts. So you will have all day Friday to watch that. And then I don't know if I'm going to wake up for FP3. Oh, that is so early. Just looking at the schedule right now. I guess I could watch FP3, but just have an hour-long deadline stream. Or I could just do both with a 2-hour deadline stream. Screw it. Whatever. We'll get there eventually. Alrighty. Not going to lie, there should be a chip you get to use to cancel out one driver's crap score if this fantasy game gives negative 20 for DNF, not just the no negative chip. They could just fix it by making a sprint DNF a negative 10. Like, that would be so easy. So, but, oh well. Like, you shouldn't be penalized negative 20 points in a sprint when a winner can only score 8 points. Like, if someone goes from pole to the checkered flag, like, it's brutal. Don't bother with FP3, mate, says M.97. Drain cover issues incoming, LMAO. Yes. Who can forget the first Vegas quali or practice session where FP1 and FP2 were both canceled because they had not, like, drilled down the drain covers, and Carlos Sainz just broke his car. Or we rewatch FP3 together, Espinods, during the live stream. We just have like a little watch along for an hour, and then we do an hour of deadline stream. That'd be interesting. I'm not sure how would that work out. I'm not sure if my brain can handle all that, like 3 a.m. in the morning, but we could try. We could try. I'll think about it. With 24 races in a season, it's not too much to ask for. I agree. Let's see. Hey, just joined Fun Race Funner City match. Michael, you know what? It was a little men versus boys today in that Man City Liverpool game. Yeah, Sprint DNF is terrible in this game, just like Driver of the Day. I really don't like Driver of the Day being an F1 fantasy. That is a fan vote. That is not something that we can control. I mean, we can't control any of it, right? But like, especially Driver of the Day, that is a fan vote that can be influenced by a lot of stuff, a lot of internet things that I'm not that smart about. But like, yeah, we've seen some like awful Driver of the Day calls already. Today was not one of them. So the fans got it right, but just that would be very nice if they could just get that out of the game. In my proposed scenario, it starts at the same time as usual deadline. Yes, that is unfortunately not going to happen, Benots. But good idea by you. I think I'll probably end up going Norris to Verstappen, Alonso to Hadjar, or Sainz. Yeah, what about Sainz? What's Sainz going to be at? So he'll need -1. Williams should be pretty good around Vegas, right? Like long straights, very slow corners, not these like medium turn corners, but they still did okay today in Brazil. So that car is on the up. Looking forward to 2026 with Williams. But okay, I think we just need to just take a little bit of a timeout. And then I'm going to end this poll. So 50 votes. So people think it's going to be wrapped up in Qatar. 52% for Qatar, 48% for Abu Dhabi is when will the World Driver Championship be wrapped up. Let's see here. We'll just ask a general F1 question. And there we go. Let me know what you think. Was this the best drive of Max Verstappen's career? Yes, no. Let me know. Let's see also. Let's see here. All right. Would you open the Brazilian Grand Prix results in the Global League and comment on the first team? And what did the guy do through the season to get that? Let's go check it out. This is a great suggestion. Okay. We go to the leagues. We go to... there we go. Starter League. All right. So the #1 team in the world right now went Norris, Sainz, Russell, Colapinto, Alonso, McLaren, Mercedes. So did not have a good weekend. This guy probably is going to have a pretty good weekend. How close? So actually, you know, there is a tool, League Analyzer. If we do this, we can go to the Global League and we can see what Spencer Guy has done over the course of this season. So where are you, Spencer Guy? So, oh, went the wrong way. There we go. This is the wrong league. Global League. So you can get this if you sign up for F1 Fantasy Tools, their premium product. And let me find the little promo code. There we go. If you use promo code UN50, right now it will get you 50% off your first month from now through the end of the season for the final 3 races. You'll be able to look at all this fancy stuff and you can analyze everything to your heart's content. But I'll just give you guys a quick preview. I don't think those guys will mind too much. So most points possible, literally scored. Oh, wait, here we go. Got to scroll it back here without going too fast. So 120, is that how that works? Hold on. That doesn't make any sense. League rank. So, okay, so this Spencer Guy, literally Spencer Guy, used Limitless in Miami, No Negative in Monaco, Autopilot in Mexico, Final Fix in Azerbaijan, and Wildcard in Monza. League rank #1. He's doing quite well. But this week, Sainz, Alonso, Colapinto. That will hurt a little bit, but I think he will keep his overall lead. Just check your point specifically for Sainz is wrong. Oh, okay. What did I have for Sainz? I'm not even sure. I will see it on the next go around, I guess. But where are we at? I was on live scoring there. So Sainz is 14. Oh, what did I have Sainz for? 12 or 13, I think. Is that what I had him as? I think they maybe changed it a little bit then. But the poll I have right now is this the best drive of Max Verstappen's career? And 60 freaking points for Max Verstappen today. 4th place in the sprint, 2 positions gained, 2 overtakes made in the sprint yesterday, 0 points in qualifying, and then today, 16 positions gained, 3rd place, 10 overtakes made, and driver of the day. Like, holy moly, Max Verstappen. And this is following up in Brazil last season. If we go over here, let's go back to the history board over here in F1FantasyTools.com. Fantastic. 77 points here last year. Got the fastest lap, got 10 overtakes, 16 positions gained, 1st place. The sprint, he had 6 points. Like, madness for Max Verstappen. But yeah, maybe we just he's just an auto pick in Brazil now, I guess. But 2026, all these new regs, who knows what's going to happen? Maybe this was the last opportunity we'd have to get Max Verstappen dominating in Brazil while these new regs come along here. 76% of you guys are saying no, that was not the best drive of Max Verstappen's career, but 24% of you guys are saying yes, Sainz should be okay to keep. I did Norris, Antonelli in my T1, and Verstappen, Antonelli in T2. Can't complain. Yes, those are very good moves. Very happy with this race. My T2 is up to 1152, and my T3 is 1737. Great job by you. What else have we got? Sainz needs 2 points in Las Vegas, so hopefully be fine. Also, Chelsea won, says Maria. Yes, they did. 17th was much more impressive. 2016 Brazil was outstanding for Max. Also, 2023 Miami was more impressive today. He ended up on 2 pit stops with one of them during the safety car. To be honest, hard tire puncture was a blessing in disguise. Yeah, I think it was. Open not all the races, but only for Brazil. Look at his budget hybrid strategy. Clearly, I think I'm in for 319 points, including a 30-point penalty this week. No negative, paying off pretty nicely, says Maddie McGizzle. Spencer Guy, budget pretty middle of the road. It sucks to be Bortoletto right now. Bortoletto is a permacell now. Can't wait to transfer him out after FP2 or FP3. LOL. Yeah, that's probably a transfer you could make tonight, and you would not regret it. But yeah, let's see here. What have we got? So still waiting for the provisional points to kind of update. I'll probably post my final score tomorrow morning at this point because it's like 9:15. So if it was like a European race, the points would have posted about an hour ago. So we're looking at like 2 or 3 more hours until the final results, I would think. So especially with like no negatives, all the overtakes, stuff like that. Sometimes it takes them a little bit of time to put that all together. So results will maybe be up by about like midnight Germany time, and then I'll just wake up tomorrow and post those results on my X account, which you can follow me at F1 Fantasy UN. So hopefully you guys are following me over there. We actually went past 3,300 subscribers or followers on X this weekend, so shout out to y'all. And we went past 3,900 subs here, and we are now 71 subscribers until 4,000. So if you're watching this on replay and you are liking what you're seeing from F1 Fantasy Pole Position, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the video. Always looking for 150 likes on every video. So I'm going to let this kind of simmer for a couple of days on the YouTube channel, and then I will have the Las Vegas team selection. But what else could we get into? You guys got any other suggestions for content? Or like, was it just like Lando did really well, Max did really well, Antonelli was a surprise? Like, is there anything else that you guys think that we should touch on before we get out of here? There's 63 of you watching. I'm sure some of you have an idea. So let me know in the chat real quick, and we can talk about that for the final 15 minutes or so. But what do I have here? So Verstappen, Albon, Hadjar, Lawson. Hadjar's at 17, Lawson's at 15. So now I'm going to wait 12 seconds to see what I got wrong with Sainz's points. 14 points. Oh, did I get that wrong? I don't know. I thought that was, I mean, I'm just going off of the projected score on F1 Fantasy Tools. So we'll see. But let's see here. So Sainz is going to go down 0.2. Oh, I have him at 17. Ugh, there we go. That's why that's wrong. Yes, he needs 2 points. There we go. Alrighty. Keep Norris in Vegas. I'm not so sure about that, Alex. We'll see when we get some free practice data from FP1, FP2, FP3. But just based off of like the last couple of years, Norris had a DNF in Vegas in 2023 and then struggled there in 2024. So Norris could be a potential transfer out, but McLaren may have like looked at the data and they may have made a fix and they could be well on their way to dominating in Las Vegas. But right now, I would say like my possible early moves are Norris to Verstappen. Save myself $1 million there, and then I'll have about $3 million left over. And I might have like I might have enough to go straight from Gasly to Behrman, but the thing is I have Bortoleto, so I'll probably need to go from Bortoleto straight to Behrman and just let it ride like that and just not take a hit. Unless I see something crazy in practice. There's a world where you could bring in triple McLaren or triple Mercedes, like Russell and Antonelli, if they look super strong, but that might be a little bit too gung-ho for me, just with like how the teams are structured as well. It's like a weird price point. Like this time last year when we were looking at the Vegas data and there was a kind of surge to go with triple Mercedes, it was a lot easier because like Hamilton and Russell were both in the A tier, or where they would be in the A tier today in 2025. And you could like take that gamble. But if you go down to Antonelli from one of your tier B, tier A drivers, there's not a lot of room to kind of get any other better assets in. So that might be a little bit weird, but points are points and budget is budget. So, but yeah, maybe if I can go from Norris to Verstappen, I think I should have enough money to go from Bortoleto to Behrman and just let that ride. And then I'd have Behrman, Gasly, Sainz, Verstappen, Russell with McLaren and Mercedes. And then it could be a possibility that I take a 10-point hit to get McLaren out. But the problem is if I take McLaren out for Vegas, I'm going to want them back in for Qatar because they're going to do really well in Qatar. So that's maybe a little bit too flippy floppy. And maybe I just take a little bit of pain in Vegas to save myself a transfer in Qatar and give myself a little bit more flexibility to kind of move around for the final 2 races there. But that's something that I will look at on my Las Vegas team selection video. Let's see here. Let's see. One video idea is analyzing Ferrari's crappy outcomes race by race. They have not had good sprint weekends. That's true. Best autopilot race this season or Hulkenberg podium. Ooh, yeah. That's a good suggestion. But best autopilot race this season. So you'd have to look at this, which like F1 Fantasy Tools is so fantastic. So you can go 2x% owned. So here was probably like just Australia right off the bat. Piastri at 20%. Norris at 19%, and we know that Norris scored 59 points that weekend, and Piastri scored 10. So that was probably a pretty good swing right off the bat. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, you'd probably have like Zandvoort, where, well, if you go with who was second. So I guess if you go with, yeah, which weekend would be better here? Like a Max Verstappen weekend, obviously, 36 points compared to, but yeah, Australia. Really strong start with the autopilot chip, actually. And maybe Red Bull's points and totals in races where Yuki plus Max did not DNF and see if there is a pattern. Yeah, these are all great questions. These are all great video ideas. I'm going to steal these. or at least like make them into slides for something in the future. So thank you guys. I appreciate that a lot. Would have Piastri gotten a podium if they had a better tire strategy for him? I don't think so. I mean, with the way Piastri's driving right now, I wouldn't feel too confident. What have you looked at where people use chips and try to calculate the delta from the meta teams? Another great suggestion, Benads. We do have 2 weeks to kill. So it is something that we could look at. Maybe I'll try and have some of this stuff prepared for the Vegas Q&A stream in like a week and a half. So I'm going to set a reminder. Oh wait, that's something else. Let me go over here. So I will set a reminder on my Google Calendar to, what else have we got here? Task. Check live stream chat for video ideas. There we go. Tomorrow. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. We'll do that tomorrow. Let's see here. The difference between Gasly and Colapinto this weekend was huge. Yes, it was. It's instantly back on as the next Lewis Hamilton. A little bit early. Antonelli may be in for a chance of one race. Of P1 next race. I mean, with the way he's driving right now, it's not awful. He's been on the up. He really likes non-European races. Max did really well today, says Sherry. Yes, he did. He absolutely crushed it. If you were to replace McLaren in Vegas, which constructor would you even use? It'd probably just be Red Bull to double up on Max and just hope and pray that Yuki Tsunoda does okay for one race. Probably Max versus Piastri in Baku. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be the great. Well, but were we able to afford Max and Piastri in Baku yet? Because that's like a great final fix chip too. Ardina says, what team would you make for Vegas with a budget of 137.5 million? I have wildcard. 137.5 million. Oh no, I lost my budget builder. Crap. Oh well. It was good while we had it. Verstappen. Let's see here. Let's go to the team calculator. 137.5. So could I get, let's see, if I did McLaren, Mercedes, Verstappen, Russell, Behrman, Gasly, and Sainz, that's going to be, that's 135 million. So I guess I can get there for next race. Although I guess all these guys, so that's McLaren's going up 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, 0.1. So that's 1 million. And then 2.2 million, 2 million. So that's 137 million. That team on the screen right there. Ardina. So McLaren, Mercedes, Verstappen, Russell, Behrman, Sainz, Gasly. That's 137 million, if my loosey-goosey red flag math is to be believed. Max, Lando, Behrman, Alonso, Gasly, Mercedes, McLaren. That's pretty nice. But what kind of budget do you need for that? Let's go 138. Let's see, and we'll make this manual again. So I think you need Alonso, Behrman, Gasly. That's 141.2 million before today's race. So like Verstappen went up 0.3, Norris went up 0.1, 0.3. That's a million. That's 2.2 million. Down 0.6, 1.6 million. So you're looking at like $143 million budget for that one M. So you got that kind of budget. You are a happy camper. That is for sure. So yeah, if you can get there, sure. But I think that team that we had there for Ardina is pretty good. It's pretty good. LMAO, says M. Yes, exactly. Yes, that's quite eye-opening. I don't think we're going to get there this season, or I don't think I'm going to get there this season with 3 races to go. But yeah, I think I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up, everyone. So there's about 60 of you guys watching. So before you leave, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's been a few new followers today. We've had a new pole sitter join the YouTube membership program. So shout out to DK Andy for doing that. Much appreciated, sir. And hopefully more and more of you guys join that as we head into the final 3 races of the F1 Fantasy 2025 season and prepare for 2026 because it is going to be a wild one. So I'm going to get out of here, I'm probably going to turn this into a podcast real quick so it can be in your podcast feeds if for some reason you want to listen to it again in audio form, despite being in the chat already. And then, just kind of wind it down because it's been quite a fun 3.5 hours since the Grand Prix started. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday or the start of your Monday if you're watching from somewhere further east in the world. And I will have my Las Vegas team selection out probably around lunchtime UK time on Tuesday. So hopefully everyone did well. Hopefully all the points come in and you fly up the ranks. I think I'm going to take a little bit of a hit this week, but we will be back with the video where all the points are finalized. And you can follow me on X or TikTok at F1 Fantasy Ewan, where I will post my final scores. So enjoy the rest of your night. Have a great weekend. Hopefully you did well at the Brazilian Grand Prix. And once again, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you next time.